Hey everybody, how you doing? IntoWeapons back again with you. Wanted to do a quick review on a new gun case that I picked up from Plastic Cases. This is a Nanuk 995, Nanuk 995. I hadn't heard of this company prior to finding this one and picking one up, but I was really impressed with the overall quality and build of this case. As many of you know, I have a previous gun case video out there on my Plano Gun Guard 42-inch one, which had the pluck foam, and I used it for my Vepr rifle. It was a pretty decent case, but it's just not really that efficient. Doesn't have wheels. The locks are on the side of it, the buckles, and it's just overall not the easiest case to use, and it's not the most durable case. And I think it was like less than $100, so you kind of expect that. And for $100 is a decent case, but I need something that was a little bit higher end. I certainly wasn't going to pay the price of a Pelican case, so I came across this Nanuk, and it's kind of right in the mid-range price range, but for what it offers at that price range, it certainly is a great case. And again, I'm very impressed with it. And I think this one here runs between $235 and $470. I think on Amazon.com it was $280 at the time that I looked this up. And I paid, kind of right around that price range. So again, very, very reasonable price range for this case. And after I go through the features and kind of show you what it has to offer for that, I think you'll kind of agree that it's definitely worth that price. And it's certainly comparable to a Pelican case, which is, around $400 to $600 sometimes for a case of this size. So some of the details on this case, here's again their company logo there, the Nanuk Cases by Plastic Case. Some of the information I'll read off while I'm kind of just showing you over the overall of it. It's got the interior length of 52 inches by 14.5 inches, or width of 14.5 inches, and a height of 6 inches. Exterior is a length of 55 inches, so it's pretty lengthy, as you can see here. A width of 17.3 inches and a height of 6.6 inches. And it's got a weight of almost 22 pounds. It's at 21.6 pounds. So again, a pretty hefty case here, guys. But the real nice thing about that is it's got wheels on it, which is one of the features that I really liked about that, and one of the reasons that I kind of went with this case. And the wheels are real nice polyurethane wheels, so they'll last real long time. They're very well built into it. In fact, here, maybe I'll flip it up and around here so you guys can check them out. Very durable looking. They have a nice solid steel pin that drives all the way through them with these two very durable hinges on both sides. And speaking of which, this is a impact resistant, let me just see here, make sure I get it correctly, an impact resistant lightweight NK-7 resin. I think the NK-7 resin is a in-house proprietary type resin that they use, but it's very solid, a very good quality plastic, more or less. I'm guessing is polyurethane type stuff, but much more durable or thick, I can't really tell, compared to the Plano one. When you knock on the Plano one, or you get a lot of bend to it, and you can kind of tell it's a thinner, flimsier type of material. This is very thick, very durable, and I think you can kind of tell that just by looking at the hinges here, how thick that might be there, and then over here as well, how thick they got it there. So a very thick, durable material, that's for sure, and that's kind of where that 21.6 pounds comes from. But the wheels on there certainly helps mitigate those that weight, especially when you got a rifle in there, and the rifle's 15 pounds in optics and everything else. Those wheels definitely help that. So some other things that we got here is we got it's a no airline carry-on approved, I guess. I didn't realize that until after I purchased it. I don't typically carry my guns online, especially a gun of this size, so that's really never going to affect me, but something to point out, I guess. It is rated watertight to IP67 rating. It does come in tan, black, olive colors available, and I obviously got the tan one here, which I really like. Most all my other stuff is in black, and I thought it would be kind of cool to change it up. It's got the black latches on there, as you can see, in the black handles, so it's got a little bit of black in there that's mixed in. It makes it look kind of nice. And then you got the company logo there as well, the Nanuk 995. And then what else we got here? We got front-facing ×4 power claw latching system, and that was one of the other things I really liked about this case that I didn't really realize I would like until I got it, because I obviously couldn't test it. But these latches are really, really nice compared to the Plano and even some of the Pelican cases that I've used before. Very simple and easy to use, very strong the way that they have it, and it retracts very easily. And they're kind of spring-loaded here too, so they have a nice fluid motion to them. So if I go ahead and push on this button and then kind of pull out a little bit, it releases it, and as you can see, everything kind of pops down there. And again, kind of spring-loaded, so it kind of pops down on its own, and when I want to go ahead and latch back up, I just go ahead and hold that, push it back down. Doesn't really take a whole lot of pressure to do that, and it latches in there very, very nicely. So one of the things I really liked about this case was just the ease of use to get it on and off, and being that all of them were front facing, none of them were on the side, which I hated on my Pelican, or on the gun guard case, the Plano one. So go ahead and pop this one, show you here. And I don't use this case a whole lot, guys. I mean, I don't get out to the range with my large guns that often, but when I do, I want something that protects it. So this case does that very well. And then obviously you can pop back up here, as you can see. We're not going to pop into it just quite yet. A couple other things I want to point out to you on that is that it does have the front-facing power claws, the solid foam or pluck foam available for the inside. And I'll show you that here in a second. I didn't get the pluck foam. It's got two spring-loaded handles, which again are another feature that I really liked about this. The handles on here are very strong, durable. They're built into this case very well. Again, with the steel metal pins there, kind of holding them on both sides, with some durable brackets built into the case, not separated from the case, and a spring-loaded handle. So if I hold it up, it'll flip back down, but not with enough force where it's going to hurt my hand if my hand is there, which is nice. So, but it's nice that it kind of automatically retracts like that. You don't have to worry about it, catching up on things. And then it's a nice durable handle. It's got a nice texture and feel, especially up in the handle area. It's not as plasticky. It's more got a rubbery feel to it, so it's not going to hurt your hand if you're holding onto it for a long period of time. And beyond that, then, the other things that they have are the reinforced, there's 4 of them, metal padlock holes, and the tie-down eyelets, which I like a feature of here. So you got the, like I said, reinforced metal padlock holes, so you can run your padlock through there. Speaking of which, it did come with one, and in fact it's in the case here, so I'll show you what it came with when I open it. But one there, and then they have the tie-down eyelets here for plastic tie-downs that you can do instead of locks, or in conjunction with locks. Again there, and it's got 4 of these holes for locks, and then I think 2 eyelet holes there. So very nice to have those features there, especially with the reinforced metal holes for the locks. That's a real nice feature as well. I mean, you got a high-end case, you probably got high-end stuff in it. Most robbers know that, and they're going to probably grab whatever they can in there, but grabbing an entire case like this and running away is usually not ideal for them, so they'll try to open it and grab what's in it. So if you got 4 locks, 1 lock, 3 locks, 2 locks, whatever the case is, it certainly hinders that opportunity for them to ransack your case here and take all your expensive stuff. The other things, like I mentioned, was the polyurethane wheels, and then the lifetime conditional guarantee, which, as long as you don't beat the hell out of it, and there's easily seen that it's user damaged, I think that they would stand by their product and get you something new or replaced or fixed or whatever the case was. And I don't really foresee a whole lot of something breaking on this. Maybe possibly a wheel if you dropped it down some stairs. Same thing with the handle if you knocked against something or dropped it down some stairs. These brackets are held in here pretty well, so unless it was open and it dropped, I don't really see that breaking at all. So, and everything again is all driven with these steel pins. So the pins themselves are very thick in diameter. I'd say they're probably, maybe a 1/4-inch pin, or I guess I'm just guessing there, but a very solid pin, and I don't ever foresee those ever breaking. So let's go ahead and open this up and just give you a look at what's inside the case here. And as I open it, that's one thing that I did notice when I opened it is spring loaded. So as you open, you get a little bit of resistance right about there, but if you just push it just a little bit further, it'll pop on open on itself, and that's really nice because it does stay open on its own without the case falling over, and that's a real nice feature of that. And it's kind of spring loady up until about there, and then it'll suck itself back down. I'll just give you a close-up on these hinges here. Very well built. So you got that really nice resin all the way around there, good diameter of it, with a solid steel pin running through the entire system there. So very well built. It's a overbuilt, which is what you're really looking for. You can kind of see the interior build here. You got that O-ring seal that runs all the way around it, so it is again watertight. And you got kind of a waffle pattern here, so it's got a a good sizable amount where if it runs into something, it's not going to damage as easily if you got this kind of a padded area where that plastic is more of a filter, a rail of some sort. So all the way around there, and then down. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 hinge type areas, and then you got some of the areas here where the wheel assembly kind of is built in there, so you can see it interlocks with the top half of it, which is real nice. So again, you're not having some sort of separated assembly there, everything is all together. This is where the O-ring will come around and meet this plastic lip here, so it makes that seal. And then again, we'll take a little bit closer look at these brackets, these hinges, so you can take a look at that. Very nice design. Really impressed with it, guys. The wheels are kind of built in here to the bottom. You can see there they got a nice housing. There's a like I said, pluck foam available, or just regular foam, which is what I got. I didn't pay for the extra. And there's one thin layer on the bottom, which is probably a 1/4 inch thick. Well, that's maybe a 1/2 inch thick. And you got this one, which I can't even guess, maybe 3-4 inch thick. And then you got this top layer, which is egg carton type of foam. Say that's maybe 1.5 inches. And it did come with an additional one there, which I took out to be able to fit the rifle in. But if you put that in, it's pretty much a fully enclosed padded area. So if you had something real small, you could put 10 real small pistols in here if you wanted or something. But as you can see, it fully holds my my PSL 54C, and this is the FPK Dragunov one, but with ease. As you can see, I have a little bit more room and space there that I actually need, which is awesome. I can put some ammo in there, or bipods, other things of that nature, whatever I'm really bringing to the range with me. But worked out really well. Again, I don't have to worry about my PSL. I can leave the optics on there and bring it to the range. Don't worry about breaking it down or getting dinged up, broken. I mean, these are expensive guns, so you do want to maintain them and transport them around in a safe environment in a way that you can do it where you don't have to worry about breaking things. So what came with it here is we got a nice little lock that they sent with it. Looks like it's a nice Swiss lock too. Sesame and Nanuk. There's some accessories and other things that they sell with it. Other things that you can buy from them. And then the owner's manual, which is pretty self-explanatory. I kind of went over everything with you, how to use the latches, that kind of thing. And I guess one other thing I should mention is the pressure seal here. And because I'm not a huge expert on how these things work, but essentially, if the pressure on the inside is a lot greater than what it is on the outside, this release valve or relief valve will open up and allow that pressure to kind of stabilize, which is more for when you're in an airplane, I guess, if anything. But this one isn't airplane rated, but these are kind of could go on private jets and things of that nature, so that's possible. But that's pretty much it, guys. A really cool case. I brought to the range once already, and obviously it held up to all the standards you'd want it to, and that's pretty evident. I don't think there's really a case that's going to fall apart on your first trip, but if anything changes, I'll certainly give you an update in the description below, but I certainly don't think that'll be the case. This case seems really well built. I certainly give it my thumbs up on it. For the price range and the features that you get, you certainly can't beat that. They're a lot more versatile and functional than a cheaper Plano one, but they offer the features that you would want from a Plano one, or I should say a Pelican one. So it's a good mix between the two. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, take her easy.